Hello, good morning to all. In the last class, we discussed about the topic alkali metals. In this session, we are going to discuss about the topic alkaline earth metals. So here the alkaline earth metals are present, that is beryllium Be, magnesium Mg, calcium Ca, strontium Sr, barium Ba, radium Ra. These are all alkaline earth metals. Next thing is their electronic configuration. Same as the alkali metals, the alkaline earth metals also have the characteristic electronic configuration, that is noble gas Ns2, means the outer electron must enter to the s orbital and the s orbital will contain a 2 electron. This belongs to alkaline earth metal. Here the electronic configuration of alkaline earth metals are present, that is beryllium have 1s2 2s2, magnesium has 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 and so on. All the elements will have 2 electron in its outer state. These are all alkaline earth metals. Next we will look about their atomic and ionic radii. The atomic and ionic radii of alkaline earth metals are comparatively smaller than alkali metals. Why? Because along the period the atomic and ionic radii will decreases. From alkali to alkaline earth metal, the atomic and ionic radii will decreases. But while go down the group, the atomic and ionic radii will increases. So this is about atomic and ionic radii of alkaline earth metals. Next one is ionization enthalpy. These metals also have low ionization enthalpy due to fairly large size of atoms. So these metals have a low ionization enthalpy due to fairly large size of an atom. The atomic size increases down the group, the ionization enthalpy are expected to decreases in the same manner. Due to the small size in comparison to alkali metal, first ionization enthalpy of alkaline earth metal is higher than that of alkali metals. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ atomic size small ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಮತ್ತು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಮೇಲಿರುವಂಥ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನನ್ನು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ದ ಸೈಜ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ಅಯೋನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಎಂಥಾಲ್ಪೀಸ್. Next one, hydration enthalpy. The hydration enthalpy of alkaline earth metals ions are longer than those of alkali metal. Thus, alkaline earth metal have a more tendency to become hydrated. Alkaline earth metals in a hydration enthalpy alkali metal ginta ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. Here we can see the series, that is beryllium 2 plus have higher hydration enthalpy compared to Mg2 plus, then Mg2 plus have higher hydration enthalpy compared to Ca2 plus, then Sr2 plus and Ba2 plus. Here the beryllium ion having a higher hydration enthalpy compared to all other alkaline earth metals. Next one is metallic characters. They have strong metallic bond as compared to alkali metals in the same period. This is due to the small kernel size of a alkaline earth metal and 2 valence electron present in the outermost shell. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ metallic character ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದಿದ್ರೆ alkaline earth metals will form a strong metallic bond compared to alkali metals due to their smaller size and it has a 2 valence electron in the outermost shell. Next is physical properties. They are harder than alkali metals. Second one, melting point and boiling point are higher than the corresponding alkali metals due to the small size. Third one, the electropositive character increases down the group in case of alkaline earth metals. And next one, except beryllium and magnesium, all these metal impart a characteristic color to a flame. ಸೊ ಫ್ಲೇಮ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಮ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಉಳಿದಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸು ಅದರದ ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಕಲರ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ದ ಅಲ್ಕಲೈನ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಪೊಸೆಸಸ್ ಹೈ ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಕಲೈನ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಹೈ ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತವೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಕಲೈನ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಮೆಟಲಿನ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, chemical properties. In that first one, reaction with oxygen. Beryllium and magnesium are kinetically inert to oxygen because of the formation of thin film of oxide on their surface. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಮ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಮ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅವು ಕೈನೆಟಿಕಲಿ ಇನ್ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಮು ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ನ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಆವಾಗ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಲೇಯರನ್ನು ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಫರ್ದರ್ ಇಟ್ ವೋಂಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್. ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಡೌನ್ ದ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ಅದರ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದರ ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. Second one, reaction with water. Since these metals are less electropositive than alkali metals, they are less reactive towards the water. Magnesium reacts with a boiling water or a steam. Rest of members reacts with a cold water. Here is the reactions. Magnesium reacts with the water. It will produces MgOH plus magnesium hydroxide plus H2. Similarly, calcium reacts with the water. It will produce a calcium hydroxide and a water molecule. So these are the reactions of alkaline earth metals with the water molecules. Next one, reaction with the halogens. They combine with the halogens at an appropriate temperature to form corresponding halides. That is, metal reacts with the halogen, it will produces MX2. This X is an halogens, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Thermal decomposition of NH4 twice BeF2 is used for the preparation of a BeF2. So BeF2 preparation ಅಲ್ಲಿ NH4 twice BeF4 ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಡಿಕಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ BeF2 ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. Similarly, other elements will directly react with the halogen. It will produces their corresponding halides. Next one, reaction with hydrogen. These metals except beryllium combine with the hydrogen directly upon heating to form a metal hydrides. Metal when reacts with a hydrogen, it will produces a metal hydride. Except beryllium, all other alkaline earth metal directly combined with the hydrogen, it will produces corresponding hydride. For example, if you consider beryllium, so the beryllium chloride upon reacted with the lithium aluminum hydride in presence of a ether medium only, it will produces beryllium hydride and lithium chloride and AlCl3 as a side product. Along these reactions, the alkaline earth metals also reacts with the acids. So when metal reacts with some sort of acid, for example, you take the HCl, so it will produces metal chloride complex with the liberation of a dihydrogen gas. And these alkaline earth metals will having a reducing nature, and alkaline earth metals also reacts with the ammonia, same as alkali metals. Next one, general characteristics of compounds of alkaline earth metals. In that, oxides and hydroxides. The alkaline earth metals bump in oxygen to form a metal oxide. Alkaline earth metals burn in oxygen to form a monoxide. Alkaline earth metals oxygen ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬರ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದರ ಮೊನಾಕ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ BeO ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಅದರ್ monoxide compounds ಇರ್ಬೋದು. These oxides are very stable to heat, and beryllium oxide is an amphoteric in nature, while oxides of other elements are ionic in nature. Except beryllium oxide, they are basic in nature. Except beryllium oxide, other oxides are basic in nature. This beryllium oxide will play the amphoteric role, that is both acidic as well as a basic characters. Next one, halides. The alkaline earth metal combine directly with the halogens at appropriate temperature, forming halides, that is MX2. They can also be prepared by the action of halogen acids MX on a metals and oxides of their corresponding hydroxides. So here are the reactions. When metal reacts with a halogen, initially it will produces MX2 type and H2, and metal oxides further reacts with the halogen, it will produces MX2 plus H2O. Metal hydroxide combined with the halide complexes, it will produce MX2 plus 2H2O. Except beryllium halides, all other halides of alkaline earth metals are ionic in nature. Means beryllium halides are covalent in nature. Other than that, beryllium all are ionic in nature. The except beryllium chloride and magnesium chloride, other chlorides of alkaline earth metal impart a characteristic color to a flame. So beryllium chloride, magnesium chloride ಅನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು other alkaline earth metal ಇಂದ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡಿನ ಕಂಪೌಂಡು ಅದರ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಕಲರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ನೀವು ಲ್ಯಾಬಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಸ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಷಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್, ಸ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಷಿಯಂ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ರಿಮ್ಸನ್ ರೆಡ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಶಿಯಂ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬ್ರಿಕ್ ರೆಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ಬೇರಿಯಂ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ್ಯಪಲ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಗ್ರಾಸಿ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕಲರ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. Next one, the tendency to form a halide hydrates decreases down the group. So halide halides in a tendency down the group decrease ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. For example, magnesium chloride dot 8H2, a hydrated molecule, that one. Next, calcium chloride, after that strontium, barium chloride, etc. Fourth one, beryllium chloride has a chain structure in the solid phase as shown. The beryllium chloride will form a chain structure tetravalent molecule. In a vapor phase, the compound exists as a dimer which decomposes to about 1000 Kelvin to give monomer in which beryllium atom is in a sp hybridization state. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ beryllium atom sp hybridization state ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. 4 bonds ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ನೇಬರಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, sulfates. The sulfates of alkaline earth metals are white solids and quite stable to heat. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಕಲೈನ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಮೆಟಲಿನ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ವೈಟ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಟು ಹೀಟ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ ಆರ್ ಬೇರಿಯಂ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್, magnesium sulfate are sulfates of a alkaline earth metal. So if you consider beryllium sulfate and a magnesium sulfate, these are readily soluble in water. The solubility will decreases from beryllium sulfate to barium sulfate. Reason due to a greater hydration enthalpy of a Be2 plus. So that you already know. Ions and Mg2 plus ions, they overcome the lattice enthalpy factor. Their sulfates are soluble in a water. Next one, carbonates. Carbonates of alkaline earth metals are thermally unstable and decompose on a heating. So here we consider metal carbonate. Here is there metal carbonate. On heating it will produces monoxide compound with the liberation of a carbon dioxide. The thermal stability increases from beryllium carbonate to beryllium carbonate to barium carbonate. Beryllium carbonate is unstable and kept only in the atmosphere of a carbon dioxide. Solubility in water. Beryllium carbonate is highly soluble in water, whereas barium carbonate is almost insoluble in water. Next one is nitrates. Nitrates of alkaline earth metals are prepared by treating the corresponding metal carbonates with a dilute HNO3. So here metal carbonate, when treated with the nitric acid HNO3, it will produce their corresponding nitrate mixtures. That is MnO3 twice plus H2O plus CO2. Here this M stands for beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium. All these metal nitrate decompose on heating to give the oxide. Metal nitrate in formation ಆಗಿದಲ್ವಾ, ಆ metal nitrate ಅನ್ನು decompose ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ by heating. It will produce again metal oxide, nitrogen dioxide and a oxygen molecule. So here in alkaline earth metal, some elements will show a anomalous behavior, that is beryllium. Beryllium has a exceptionally small atomic and ionic size and thus does not compare well with the other members of the group because of high ionization enthalpy and small size. It forms a compounds which are lightly covalent and get easily hydrolyzed, and this beryllium does not exhibit coordination compounds as well as coordination number. And the oxides and hydroxides of a beryllium, unlike the hydroxides of other elements in the group, are amphoteric in nature. So that one is the anomalous behavior of a beryllium atom. Next we will look about the some important compounds of a calcium. So in that carbonates, in that calcium oxide, that is nothing but quicklime, CaO preparation. It is prepared by heating limestone in a rotatory kiln at 1070 to 1270 Kelvin. So here calcium carbonate, upon decomposition, it will produces calcium oxide plus a carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is removed as soon as it is produced to enable the reaction to proceed by to completion. So here we are preparing a calcium oxide. This calcium oxide is nothing but a quicklime. So from calcium carbonate, upon heating we will get a calcium oxide. The properties of this quicklime is it is a white amorphous solid with a melting point 2870 Kelvin, and it reacts with the water to become a slaked lime. The reactions are highly exothermic and produces hissing sound. So you all know that exothermic means heat is liberated to the surrounding. Here the calcium oxide, upon combined with the water molecule, it will produce a calcium hydroxide, and this one is a reaction. Next one, on exposed to atmosphere, it absorbs moisture and a carbon dioxide. So when calcium oxide is exposed to water, it will produce calcium hydroxide. So and that calcium oxide, when combined with the carbon dioxide, it will again produce a calcium carbonate. Means this reaction is reversible one. Next property, at high temperature it combined with the acidic oxide. So the calcium oxide or quicklime, when combined with the SiO2, it will produce a CaSiO3, calcium silicate type of complex. And the calcium oxide, when it is reacted with P4O10, it will produce a Ca3PO4 twice molecules. So these are the some properties of a calcium oxide. Next one is uses of this calcium oxide in the manufacture of cement and sodium carbonate, calcium carbide are used. Second one, it is used in the purification of sugar and in the manufacture of dye stuffs also. So these are the some uses of a calcium oxide. Next one is calcium hydroxide, this one CaOH twice. So this calcium hydroxide or slaked lime is prepared by using a calcium oxide. When calcium oxide, when it is react with a water molecule, it will produce a calcium hydroxide complex. So this calcium hydroxide or slaked lime have some properties, that is it is white amorphous powder. Second one, when it is passed through dry chlorine, bleaching powder is formed, that is CaOH twice plus Cl2, it will produce CaOCl2 plus H2. This reaction is important. So bleaching powder composition is CaOCl2. Next one, when it is treated with the carbon dioxide, the solution becomes milky due to the formation of a calcium carbonate. That is, when calcium hydroxide combined with the carbon dioxide, it will produce a CaCO3 and a water molecule. So this one becomes the properties of a calcium hydroxide. Next one is calcium carbonate or a limestone. So here CaCO3 is a composition of a calcium carbonate. So preparation, calcium carbonate occurs in nature in a different form like limestone, marble, chalk, etc. It can be prepared by passing carbon dioxide through a slaked lime in a limited amount. So here is the reaction. When calcium hydroxide on combined with the carbon dioxide, it will produce a calcium carbonate plus water molecule. It can also prepared by the reaction of a solution of sodium carbonate with a calcium chloride. So this one reaction, calcium chloride, when it is combined with the sodium carbonate, it will give a calcium carbonate plus 2NaCl. So these are the two methods for the preparation of a limestone. Next one, properties. First one, it is a white fluffy powder and it is sparingly soluble in water. Second one, upon heating to 1200 Kelvin, it decomposes to evolve a carbon dioxide. It is when calcium carbonate, upon heating, it will produce calcium oxide. Calcium oxide is nothing but a quick lime and a carbon dioxide. And third one, it reacts with a dilute acid to form a corresponding chloride, sulfide, water and a CO2 gas. So here calcium carbonate reactions with a dilute acid. First one is dilute HCl. It will produce calcium chloride plus H2O plus CO2. And second one, calcium carbonate reacts with a dilute sulfuric acid. It will produce calcium sulfate, water molecule and a carbon dioxide. That indicates the calcium carbonate upon reacted with the dilute acids, it will produce chloride, sulfate, water and a carbon dioxide gases evolved from these reactions. Next one, uses of a limestone. It is used in the manufacture of quick lime. Second one, with magnesium carbonate used as a flux in the extraction of a metals. So these are the two uses of a calcium carbonate. Next one is calcium sulfate. That calcium sulfate is also called as plaster of Paris preparation. It is obtained when a gypsum CaSO4.2H2O is heated to 393 Kelvin. So here the calcium sulfate, hydrate calcium sulfate .2H2O means it is a hydrated one. When it is heated, it will produce CaSO4.H2O plus 3H2O. Above 393 Kelvin, the anhydrous calcium sulfate is formed, which is called a dead burnt plaster. So here this hydrated molecule is present, then it is a plaster of Paris. When you are heating this plaster of Paris above 393 Kelvin, so from this you can easily remove the water molecule, then the remaining this calcium sulfate is called as a dead burnt plaster. Next, the properties. It is a white amorphous powder. Second one, when it is mixed in an adequate quantity of water, it forms a plastic hard mass within 15 minutes. So these are the properties of a calcium sulfate, that is plaster of Paris. Uses. First one, commonly used in making pottery, ceramics, etc. Second one, used in a surgical bandages for setting the fractured bone or a sprain. Third one, for making statues, ornamental work, decorative material, etc. So these are the uses of calcium sulfate, that is plaster of Paris have the composition CaSO4 dot half H2O. Next one is cement. So here preparation of cement, it is prepared by combining a material rich in calcium oxide with other materials such as clay, which contains SiO2 along with the oxides of aluminium, iron and magnesium. So here clay, when it is mixed with the limestone, upon heating it will produce a cement, that is nothing but a clinker. The cement clinker plus 2 to 3% of gypsum, it will produce a cement. The important ingredient for Fortel cements, that is calcium dicalcium silicate 26%, tricalcium silicate 51%, tricalcium aluminate 11%. So these are the important ingredient for a Portland cement. Here for the preparation of cement we are using gypsum. So why this gypsum is added? Do you know that? So here we are using a gypsum because to slow down the process of settling of a cement so that it gets sufficiently hardened. So cement in a hardness in a quality and increase ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು gypsum ಅನ್ನು add ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Then uses of this cement in plastering and construction purpose, and some other uses, you know that it is used in the concrete, reinforced concrete ಅಲ್ಲಿ, dams, buildings ಅಲ್ಲಿ cement ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So these are the uses of cements. So one homework for you, find out the biological importance of a magnesium and a calcium. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ biological importance of magnesium ಮತ್ತು calcium ಅನ್ನು ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಗ್ರೂಪಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ನೀವು.